Tim with Collect Jurassic, back with another new Jurassic toy and collectible review. This time we're looking at something from Jada Toys. Jada was nice enough to send us some samples of this new release, part of their Nano Hollywood Rides assortment. They've done a couple movie franchises in this line. I think Back to the Future, Fast and the Furious. I think they did Transformers, name a few, but they're finally doing some Jurassic vehicles. You can see we got some Jurassic Park vehicles here that I'm going to open on camera. Come in this nice little collectible card back. But yeah, thanks again to Jada for sending us these. I cannot wait to open them up and share them with you all because they are so cool. I've always loved little tiny vehicles and Jurassic. You know, we've got Matchbox and stuff like that, but these are even smaller and they're just so cool, so detailed. So super excited about them. I actually also included the gate in the review. This is from Hot Topic, or sorry, Box Lunch. But I thought it was a nice little accessory once we get these guys out to sort of show some scale, and maybe we'll bring a couple other toys in. We'll see. So here it is in the package, this Nano Hollywood Rides with the Jurassic World branding, of course. They kind of put that on everything, with the Primal Attack branding too, which was kind of 2020s Jurassic aesthetic. But you can see it here on the card back. You also have the three vehicles, which is the helicopter, the 1992 Jeep Wrangler, and the 1992 Ford Explorer. They're all sort of lined up here. And again, they make these card backs so that you can keep them in. It's kind of like a little collectible display with those listings and everything. It's kind of a cool little touch. I will say that a lot of the artwork is kind of these red stripes. It'd be cool if they could do like a big Jurassic Park logo over here or something. But if you look at what they've done with all the other movies, it kind of makes sense with that. So they're just so small. It's like you wouldn't want to make a card back that was just the size of the cars. It would be too tiny. So on the back, they also have you know, kind of a side-by-side of all the different vehicles. They also have the fax app up there too, which is kind of interesting because to my knowledge, these don't scan or anything. But you can see they have the licensing for the Jeep and Ford and all that. And they also have this sort of visual for the... it reminds me of, it's like exactly what they put on the back of the Mattel toys. So a lot of interesting branding carrying over from Mattel toys, but that makes sense because I think Universal tries to make sure that all the merchandise is lined up. But enough about the vehicles in the card back. Let's go ahead and get them out. I'm going to go ahead and kind of work on getting it open off. Well, I guess I can do it on camera. It's always a little awkward, but hopefully we can get these out without making too big of a mess. We'll look at them one by one for sure. All right. I think we got them out, and we can pop this little plastic tray out, put our garbage out of the way, so you can see they're all in this little piece of plastic. The first one we have is the helicopter. We'll go ahead and get them out and look at them one by one close up. Just kind of pop out of here. So the first one we have is the InGen Helicopter. Looks like the little blades kind of open up and telescope out too. So there's a little InGen Helicopter there. You can see it has the InGen logo on it. It has the tail number, which is N293G. I'm guessing that's picked up from the movie. It's got the little blue highlights on both sides, InGen logo on the other side. Also has a tail rotor that I think can be, yeah, it can be moved. I mean, they're not like spinning, like you can't just spin this. It's definitely like, sort of like, you can pose it any way you want, but you can't just spin the rotor. It doesn't work like that. I know there's a lot of little toys that you can kind of spin the rotors on, but I think this is meant to be more of like a little static piece. But it's got wheels on it too, which all of them do, so it can actually roll, little rolling wheels. In the helicopter's case, it kind of takes away a little bit from, like, if you snap the wheels off, it would almost be like a perfect silhouette of a Jurassic Park InGen Helicopter from the beginning of the movie. But it doesn't take away from it too much either. It's just funny because it's such a kind of faithful silhouette of the helicopter without those wheels. But I can understand why they had to put them on there because they have wheels on literally every other vehicle in the pack. But kind of cool. We don't get a lot of toys of the helicopter. Any helicopter, really. I mean, there's a couple. There's a couple for Hasbro. You know, they did one for Jurassic Park 3. I don't think we got one for Jurassic World from Hasbro too. But they weren't like the InGen Helicopter like this one is. So, and they definitely went out of their way to make this one accurate with the InGen logo on the side too. So that's really cool. that they, you know, kind of took a lesser known vehicle, not a lesser known, just a lesser kind of realized in toy form vehicle and made something out of it. So that's the InGen Helicopter, looking really tiny, teeny tiny. Go ahead and get our gate here front and center, right? Next vehicle I want to look at is the Jeep Wrangler. This one, on the other hand, we've got a ton of toys on, and you can see how tiny this one is. It's definitely smaller than a, smaller than a Hot Wheel. It's not even really an inch long. It's real small, but the detail is here. It's got the Jurassic Park logos on the side, number 18 on it. It also has like the hood, JP18, little painted headlights. This thing's so small, I'm like trying to not drop it. The roll cage, the red stripe, got the spare tire on the back and the tail lights. And then, of course, the red hubcaps and everything, too. So just a very tiny, tiny version of the Jeep. Again, we've gotten a lot of toys of this one, especially from Jada. They did a fair amount of releases when Jurassic World came out in 2015, and they did at least 2 or 3 scales of the Jeep when they did that. They had like a remote control, sort of a smaller diecast and a bigger diecast. So now we have a really small diecast version, too, which is kind of funny. But I love it. It's so small, but it's cool. It's very, very tiny. Yeah, I like that. One thing I think I'm gonna have to do is get out a couple more vehicles, because, you know, the thing about Jurassic vehicles is they all come in pairs, right? So you're kind of used to seeing them, you know, 2 Jeeps at once, 2 Explorers at once. So maybe at the end of the video, I'll go ahead and get a couple more out so we can do some sort of doubled up comparisons. But that brings us to our third vehicle, which is the Ford Explorer. This is one I'm really excited about because we really don't get a lot of Ford Explorer toys at all. I think we got one from Kenner, maybe a couple of model kits here and there, but for whatever reason, we haven't got a lot of Explorer toys, but hopefully that's about to change. I'm hoping this is kind of the beginning of more vehicles, maybe even a car from Mattel, who knows. But this is the Explorer. It's got the Jurassic Park on the hood, the green, the yellow to green with the red stripes. It has Jurassic Park on the side as well. Vehicle number 4, Jurassic Park on this side too. And then it's got the sunroof too. I mean, I think, and it's got the red paint on the top. I know the Matchbox release of this sort of had some weird colors, but this one looks like they got it pretty much right on. Got the yellow hubcaps. It's got the black grille with the little cameras down there that look at the track. I mean, that's some detail. This thing is really small. It's actually, in a way, smaller than the Explorer. I mean, they're technically the exact same size lengthwise, but you can see the scale. The Jeep is actually a little bigger. I mean, it's not bigger in size, but like if you were to take a little tiny human and have him walk out of the Explorer and walk over to the Jeep would be too big. It's like they made him exactly the same size, dimension-wise, but technically the Explorer should be bigger or the Jeep should be smaller. So, but I think it's because when they make these vehicle packs, they try to make all the vehicles the same size, just so they kind of, you know, display it in the packaging nicely. But the helicopter definitely, of all 3, is really small. I mean, it's like, again, it's the same length as these vehicles. It's just way less materials used, so it kind of looks a little less beefy. Definitely the Jeep is the beefiest vehicle out of all 3 of these, but the Explorer, I think, is the one I like the most. It's just, this is a dream toy for me, for Tim, because I loved Micro Machines as a kid, and I loved Jurassic Park as a kid, so I always wanted Jurassic Park Micro Machines. And this right here, this little Jeep right here, is definitely like scratching that itch, right along with the Mattel Brachiosaurus, a toy I always wanted. I'm finally getting all these years later as an adult. I did say that I wanted to bring in a couple extra vehicles so we could kind of show what 2 vehicles looks like at once. Because again, all these Jurassic Park vehicles do come in pairs. I'm gonna put my helicopter right there on top. So I did go ahead and bring another Jeep, another Explorer, so we can look at these vehicles sort of as a pair. I mean, that's just, they always come in pairs in the movie, so having 2 out is always fun. Like the 2 that pick up the tourists when they get to the park. So 2 little Jeeps there, and a little conga line. Also 2 Explorers, of course, looking great. They'll have the same number with them, obviously, because that's they made number 4 for this set, but I think having 2 just looks super sharp because you know, you do get to have that that pair from the movie that's shown on screen. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with these. The paint on them, you know, is definitely, it's not super complicated, but it's not super simple either. And it's pretty detailed, all things considered, considering how small these are. I would say that the Jeep has probably the best paint job out of all of them in terms of quality control and like kind of staying on the lines. The Explorer is a little bit rougher. You can see there's like some green stripes that kind of go onto the black, and the black kind of bleeds in some places, but it's not like it's sloppy. It's just, it's so small that there's just a little bit of overlap here and there, but nothing major. I'm just so impressed with these, and I really do hope that they're kind of, Jada kind of opening up and starting to do more Explorer figures, because I'd love to see some mid-size Jeep, sorry, Explorer size. I'd love to see like a little bit bigger of an Explorer, even like even like something that was twice as big as this would be really cool. And I know they do all kinds of scales. Even a remote control version would be cool. So I just hope that we get to see more of that. But I think that's about all I can say about these 3 little awesome collectibles from Jada Toys. Again, huge thank you to them for sending me these. It was a pleasure to review them for the channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. They will be hitting stores. I think they're internationally available. Here in the US, it'll be probably by the end of March. They retail from, I think, from $6 to $10, depending on where you buy them. So be on the lookout for those. And of course, we'll be posting links on Collect Jurassic for anyone looking to buy them directly. So that's all I got for today. I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic, and thanks for watching.